On this episode of the Outsiders Club, Chase and Brianna head to Sebastian Inlet State Park to go surf fishing.
Let's get some bait in the water.
Did you bring bait?
No, I thought you had it.
Hey, Brianna, pay attention.
I think I got something.
Go, get it. Pull.
Then Brianna hooks into something big.
Whoa! Wow.
Then it's off for a you-pick adventure into Chloe's backyard.
Now we're in my world. Peaches, blueberries, strawberries are some of the most common produce that you can get fresh right here in Florida.
Nice yard, Chloe.
Chef Paula, I've been looking for you.
Hey! Then our favorite chef slices and dices up some fruit pizza. I can almost taste it.
I'm gonna taste all the ingredients in it.
All this on the Outsiders Club.
Come on, let's go outside. We're gonna have some fun outside. It's where we are, it's who we are. It's the Outsiders Club.
We're going surf fishing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, is this a good spot?
Nope.
What about right there?
No.
Right there?
Oh, go. Okay, this is it.
Are you kidding me? This is the same spot where we just were.
No, this is clearly a different spot.
Anyways, welcome to the Outsiders Club. Today, we are surf fishing in Sebastian Inlet State Park.
That's right, and if you don't know what surf fishing is, it's basically fishing in the surf. It's pretty simple and fun.
And Sebastian Inlet State Park is one of the best places to surf fish here in Florida. Sebastian Inlet State Park is located on Florida's central east coast. The cool part, it's on a barrier island. So pretty much wherever you look, you're surrounded by water. Some of the best TTDs include water like fishing, surfing, boating, scuba diving, swimming, shelling, hiking, mountain biking, and camping. You can even get married here. No. Okay. Well, okay, let's get some bait in the water.
Did you bring bait?
No, I thought you had it.
Wait, okay, we can't panic here. We can't panic. We don't have bait. We can't.
I don't panic over bait.
Well, I do panic, and I am panicking. Wait, I have an idea. I'll be right back.
Hey, Outsiders. So today I'm in my backyard. That's right, my family owns a U-pick farm. I've grown up helping out with the family business, and so today we're going on a U-pick adventure. Let's go. So I'm here with my grandfather and my sister Livy. And what's really cool is that they actually planted all of this themselves.
We got 5 different varieties growing here. We got squash, we got zucchini, we got peppers, we got tomatoes, and we got cucumbers.
This is my sister Livy, fun-loving, crazy. When it comes to veggies, my sister is the expert. And her favorite part of coming out here is the peaches and eating as many as she can.
Actually, it's helping little kids, but okay.
I mean, I was close enough. Come on, give me some credit here.
Okay.
What have you been working on today?
So far, we've just been picking our homegrown organic squash. This is a crooked neck squash because the neck goes like from straight to kind of crooked.
Yeah, and then into the big delicious squash.
Oh, yes.
It's a lot of work to plant a farm. Look how straight the rows are. I mean, they did a really good job. And what was the process of putting this all together?
So basically 30 days ago, we punched little holes in here and put the seedlings in. We covered it with soil and now they grew up.
Very labor intense to start out with because every hole is punched by a machine, but you have to come in and plant everything by hand, and this is where all of my grandkids got involved in it, and they actually helped plant everything you see here at one day or another. And it's very, very rewarding to me to have my grandkids out here working on the farms in what we refer to as doodling in the dirt.
It's really cool to be with my grandfather and plant out here and getting hands-on and just helping out and being outside, because what's better than being outside and feeling the fresh wind?
They look great, and it was crazy to see how tiny they were when I saw them a couple weeks ago and how big they are now.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you know when they're ready to pick?
Well, basically, when they're little babies, they're kind of small and green, and so they're not really ready yet.
And how long does it take for it to get from here to here?
About 30 days time.
Gotcha. So it's actually not that long.
Squash are very, very fast-growing vegetables.
Okay, so the squash on the female is connected to the flower, but the squash on the male is apart from the flower.
Yes.
What else do you got out here?
We have some zucchini. Want me to show you?
Let's check it out.
All right.
I think it's very important as a grandfather and as a grower of vegetables that the kids that come out here and participate in the U-Pick, they understand where their food is coming from and how it's grown.
Wow, these zucchinis are huge. Can I pick one?
Yes, actually, the benefits of picking one right here is because you're local and it's the same day, so it's nice, fresh, and nutritious. So you're just gonna twist it and pull.
Wow.
These were planted the same days as our crooked necks, but these are just way bigger.
It's very rewarding to me to see little old 6 years old running around here picking squash and picking cucumbers off and actually eating them out here in the field and telling me, oh, wow, this tastes good.
So here's our cucumber crop. As you can see, some of them aren't ready, but oh, look at this one. This one's perfect.
Can we pick it?
Totally. All right, so basically you're just gonna do the same zucchini roll call and twist and then pull.
Awesome, wow. So how long did this one take to grow?
This one took about 30 days to grow.
Oh, so the same as the squash, right? Awesome. So that's really good for the farmer, so it doesn't take too much time and all the people can come to the U-Pick and pick it and take it home.
Most people don't think of vegetables when they think of U-Pick.
So what are these little tiny plants over here?
These are green bell peppers. They were planted at the same time as our cucumbers, squash, and zucchini. But unlike our cucumber, squash, and zucchini, it takes them about 2 months instead of 1 month to grow. I've definitely learned that patience is key. Some vegetables may be faster than others, and you just have to wait out and hope for the best.
And what are the little flowers I see blooming? Are they kind of similar to the flowers that were on the squash?
Most of these flowers right now are either male or female. With this one, there's a little baby under it.
So would that make it a female?
Yes, that's a female, and there's a little pepper about to grow.
But these are nowhere near ready to be eaten. They're just in the first phases of growing.
Oh, yeah.
Peaches, blueberries, strawberries, grapes, citrus, sweet corn, and tomatoes are some of the most common produce that you can get fresh right here in Florida. When it comes to veggies, my sister is the expert. Strangely, she loves to grow them and she loves to eat them. But since I'm the sweet one, peaches are more of my thing. Check this out. Agriculture is kind of a big deal in Florida, sending fresh fruits and vegetables all over North America.
Hey, don't go away.
I heard we're making a fruit pizza?
We are making fruit pizza.
Okay.
Hey, Brianna, I got us some bait.
What took you so long?
Seriously? I had to ask like 10 fishermen to get this bait.
What did you get?
The good stuff.
When you're surf fishing, it's all about the bait.
This is my favorite combo. I call it the triple threat combo. We have shrimp, clams, and sand fleas. You're set to catch anything out there. Here are a few tips for putting the bait on the hook. For the shrimp, simply start at the head and push the hook all the way to the tail. This will hide the hook. For the clams, you need to find the meaty part of the clam and just basically hook it on. And for the sand fleas, you can just hook right through the shell. If they're small, I'll put like 2 or 3 on the hook.
Here's something for the fish. Always use hooks that are not stainless steel. That way, if you lose it in a fish's mouth, it can rust away. That not only helps the fish, but sea turtles and birds as well. Another have-to when surf fishing is a sand spike. These big surf rods are heavy, so the sand spike relieves you of having to hold it all day. Simply stick it in the sand, make sure it's in there real good, so this doesn't happen. Then just drop the rod in, and you're all set. Don't go surf fishing without the sand spike. You'll be sorry you did.
So we have our bait on and we're ready to cast it out there. Casting a surf rod can be a little tricky because sometimes hard to handle. It's pretty big until you get the hang of it. So here's how you cast a surf rod. Drop the rod back, get a little momentum, then let it rip. Good places to cast your bait are in deep drop-off areas, also called troughs. These deep areas are typically within casting range near the shore, and fish use them to move up and down the beach, or fish near a rip tide, which is when water moves back and forth with the tides, stirring up the water. And it's a great place for fish to find food, making it a great place for us to fish. Today's a great day to be alive. The birds are flying, the ocean air is tickling my nostrils, our bait's in the water, and our sand spikes are working.
Yeah, all that's great, but we need to catch a fish.
Yeah, that's true. That's really, really true. Okay, we may not be hauling in fish right now, but when it comes to fishing, this park is one of the best. I mean, you have the inlet where all kinds of big fish go back and forth with the tides, and you can fish from both sides. And then you have the catwalk where you can fish out over the inlet. If your parents have a boat and can launch it right there in the park. And then of course you can fish like where we are today, from the beach, and cast it into the surf. Hey, I guess that's where surf fishing gets its name. Makes sense to me.
Check this out. There are over 100 U-Pick farms sprinkled throughout the entire state of Florida, where you can get fresh fruits and veggies at the peak of their season. It doesn't get much fresher than this.
Hey, I got something!
Go, get it.
Hey, don't go away.
Reel it in, pull.
Whoa!
Wow, that's huge.
Whoa!
Okay, so now we're in my world. We're in a peach orchard in Florida, and I want to show you how to U-Pick peaches. Follow me. Growing up on a farm is really different from growing up in a city. I mean, it's great just to come out here, be out in nature, and meet lots of new people and show them how to pick the peaches, what they're eating, how it's good for them, and it's just a lot different from other friends that I know and how they've grown up. When it comes to peaches, Livy's probably the best at picking them, but I'd say I take the prize for being the best at eating them. People have so many questions when they get here, and I love nothing more than to educate them on everything they need to know. There are 3 things to look out for when you're picking the perfect peach: color, size, and density. First, we're gonna talk about color. Whenever I'm looking for the best tasting peach, I wanna make sure it has a really nice red outer shell.
Okay, Wyatt, come on. So when you're looking for the peach that you want to pick, you want to make sure that it has like a nice reddish color to it, and that it's nice and squishy so you can eat it right off the stem.
Always make sure that you look at the dimple, and you want to look for the nice yellow, orangey color, because then that'll let you know that it not only does it have the right density, but it's also perfect for eating right then and there.
And also with this one, if you look at it, how it has that nice orange color near the little dimple and how it's nice and red. I mean, this one's not as squishy, but we can find a squishier one.
And the second thing you need to look for is the size of the peach. Now, since the peaches in Florida don't get that big, they're kind of a nice medium size. So when you're looking, you want to make sure it's not too big, not too small, but that nice right in between.
You also want to make sure that they're a pretty nice size. So you don't want them too big, too small, just kind of like the medium size so it fits in the palm of your hand. Oh, that's a nice one.
And the last one is squeezability, so that when you squeeze the peach, it has a little bit of softness to it. If you've never done a U-Pick, it's super simple. All you have to do is come in, and people will give you the perfect rundown of what to expect and what you need while you go out. So you'll grab a bucket, you'll pick the best peaches that you can find. You can make pies, cobbler, ice cream, add some peaches in there. It's delicious. When people come to a U-Pick, not only are they getting great fruits and vegetables,
Yeah, right there.
but they're learning so much about how it grew and what they're taking home with them.
If you set this on your counter and wait a couple days, you can eat it in like 2 days from now. So let's take it. Okay.
I'm so excited because Chef Paula is meeting me out here and she's teaching me how to make a fruit pizza. Pizza. Did I say that right? Fruit pizza?
Hey, Chef Paula, I've been looking for you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I heard we're making a fruit pizza?
We are making fruit pizza.
Okay.
When you think about peaches and what you want to make with peaches, most people think about peach cobbler or peach pie, and they don't think about what we're going to do today, which is fruit pizza. So for the crust, the first thing we're going to use, it's not going to be your normal crust.
Yeah.
We're actually going to use a slice of watermelon.
Okay, looks pretty delicious.
So go ahead and pick up that slice. We'll put that on the plate.
Okay.
Now, for our marinara, we're gonna use vanilla flavored yogurt.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you're gonna take that and you're gonna spoon that, gently rub it around the top like you would if you were spreading marinara on pizza. And you can use as much of that as you would like because it's really flavorful. And so now we're gonna top it with our fruit. We've got some freshly sliced peaches.
Oh, you know those are my favorite.
I do, and they're delicious. They're so sweet right now. They're absolutely lovely. So on this orchard, we actually have 2 different types of peaches. Both are low chill, which means that they work really well in Florida's warmer climate, and they are absolutely delicious. They have a lot of really good flavor. We also have some fresh blueberries.
Ooh, exciting.
So kind of be creative, make a fun design.
Just do a little flower or something.
A flower. Oh yeah, looking good. Isn't that
More to
fun?
go. Yeah, it is.
And you could use whatever fruit. If you had strawberries, you had oranges.
Oh yeah, I bet strawberries would be very tasty with this.
Very tasty.
I'm gonna do a big one in the
A
center.
big one in the middle. Perfect. And then we're gonna top it. So we have some yummy shredded coconut, or we have granola.
Ooh, granola's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go for that.
Go for the granola, and you can just sprinkle that on with your fingers. You can use a spoon if you want. This is a great after-school snack. You can easily make this at home. And if you didn't have watermelon, you could actually even just use a tortilla or a bagel or something like that. But the goal is to get the fruit on the top with the yogurt. If you didn't have yogurt, you could even use peanut butter if you wanted to. And then get creative with your fruits and put those on there and have fun with it.
Let's add some coconut.
I think so.
Spice things up a bit. Sounds good to me. A little drizzle.
Yeah, an extra layer of flavor. That's all that is.
Oh yeah.
And then to even add to that, we're gonna top it off with a little sprinkling of fresh mint, which we just picked out of the garden and now we've just chopped. So put a little bit of that, because that's gonna add that little pop of green.
Oh yeah,
give
that
that
doesn't
little
gives it that fresh
contrast.
taste to it, because it really is. It's so fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. That is looking so good. And last but not least, Florida honey.
Yes,
We're
yes.
gonna do a little drizzle. You wanna do the drizzling?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
And you're just gonna do a little design or a little, there you go.
Slathering it on there.
Yeah.
Ah, that looks so delicious.
It really does. I'm excited for you to taste it.
And it's great to know that I got to make this. It has a bunch of local products in it. The peaches literally came from the grove we're in right now.
Exactly.
And the mint came from a local garden as well.
Absolutely. And you could easily make this in 5 minutes when you get home from school, just with whatever fruits you have in your refrigerator.
Quick, easy, and healthy. The 3 things we need to ask for.
Absolutely. So, you want me to cut it so you can try it?
Let's do it.
Look at how colorful that is.
Oh,
it's delicious.
looks so good. I'm gonna taste all the ingredients in it.
So delicious and so juicy. So good.
So good.
For more recipes like this, go to freshfromflorida.com.
If you've never been to a U-Pick, I highly encourage that you give it a try, because not only is it a great way to spend time with your friends and family, but you're outside. Want to find a U-Pick near you? Go to freshfromflorida.com.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we take a couple pictures? That might get the fish to bite.
I got something.
Go, get it. Oh, reel it in, pull.
Whoa.
Wow. That's huge.
Whoa.
Nice catch, Brianna. This is a beautiful fish. It's a redfish.
Really? How do you know?
Because of the black dot on its tail.
That's so cool. This is the biggest fish I ever caught. Can I hold it?
Sure. So put your thumb on its bottom lip
Okay.
and then put your other hand on its belly.
Whoa. You're watching The Outsiders Club.
And we'll be right back. Well, we came, we fished.
And I caught the biggest fish I've ever caught.
That's right, it was a big fish.
And there's so much to do and see here at Sebastian Inlet State Park.
And that U-Pick farm Chloe visited, that looked amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got. To watch more episodes and stay connected, check us out at theoutsidersclub.com. And remember,
Keep it outside.
Oh, he's in there. Oh, I feel his legs. Oh my God. Ew, his guts are over here. It's so gross.
Jump,